Hello. Today I'm going to hold my phone instead of putting it on the thing. It's been, I don't know, it feels like it's been like a week or something since I last posted. I'm really not on top of things and I'm not great at sticking to a plan. I just have to kind of accept that is where I am right now. I don't know why. It's almost as if I feel like I have to I don't know, force myself to do it. And this idea of like forcing myself to do it and like sticking to a plan almost is like it's something that I run away from. It's like an act of rebellion to like not have structure and like just continue to like go with the flow. Like, I don't know. So where I am today is I found a habit tracker, like a really simple habit tracker online, and I am going to try to just like track my habits. I maybe just doing a video once a week is more realistic than doing 3, and maybe I'll do more. Like, I also keep on getting the idea that like doing the same thing isn't enough. Like I don't see anything coming from it, so I'm just like, it's okay to just not do this anymore. And I know that's not true, but that's like, it feels like since I see nothing coming out of it, and it just doesn't really feel like I'm doing much just by like making a video and talking about my feelings, and that doesn't really feel like I'm doing much, even though I've had videos say that like it feels like something. I'm already kind of over it. It's hard for me to stick with something and like trust myself, or just like trust this process. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm like in another place where it doesn't feel like it's making sense to me. I'm not sure if it's supposed to feel like it's supposed to make sense. Like, when I think about it now, it's as if it's coming to me that I should realize, or I want to realize, that it doesn't need to feel like it makes sense. I just need to be okay with it. I just need to be okay with the thing that I'm gonna do, and the thing that I'm gonna do should be something that I just actually want to do. And yeah, today was such a weird day. I mean, actually, let me give you what is it? Like an update on what's been going on with me. And yeah, the last thing that I posted, or last thing that I made a video on, I don't even know if I posted the last one, made a video on, was talking about how I got a talking gig. And yeah, I've actually been like hanging out with some new friends here, and I'm feeling a lot more social and like happy in general, because turns out having friends and socializing and like being out with people that are like really cool and that you can like really feel connected to does a whole lot for your mental health. Like, wow, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that. So yeah, been hanging out, been working on my talk, and my talk is taking me some time to figure out like even the direction of like what I want to be talking about. The organizer that gave me the gig, like, they're not even giving me a prompt of like what I should talk about. They just like, they asked me like what's my message, and they don't want to like shape their speakers, like influence it. in any way. So the way that I even got the talk was that I just told her my life story, and she's like, "Wow, that's so cool!" Like, she instantly wanted me to be a speaker for them, and I kind of went in that direction for like the talk that I initially started drafting, and I'm not loving it. Maybe that's like a ego thing. Like, it feels like I'm talking too much about like little details about my life, and for some reason it feels way different, like being hired as a guest speaker, even though they're not paying me. They chose me as a guest speaker for their event, and it feels a little bit odd for me to just talk about my life, and then just like I'm just trying really hard to like take out the life lessons out of that, but a lot of it is me just talking about like, oh, I did this and this happened, and then this happened to me, and I did this and it made me feel this. That I don't know if I want to have my talk be a lot, like have a lot about that. But maybe that's okay. Like, the message of that talk is essentially like, I did a lot of shit thinking that like my happiness was like someplace else. It would be over there after I did something, after something would happen. Like, I like just wanted my parents to get off my back, and maybe I'd be happy then. I'd just like go to college and finish college, and I'll be happy after I finish college. And then I didn't. I went to college and I didn't even finish it. And then I just got a job, and I thought just having a job will make me happy. And then the job was like a job where it was like a soul draining job. It was just a job that was given to me, and then I wasn't happy there and they weren't paying me that much, and so I just thought I'd like want a job that paid me more, and then I ended up getting a job that paid me more and it was like a nightmare job, and then I got fired. And then I thought that being unemployed and figuring out what I wanted to do, and like having like this like noble career where I like become a life coach. I discovered life coaching, and maybe if I have like a job where it's like more meaningful to me, then I'll be happy. And then I'm on this like entrepreneurial trajectory where I'm still like not really getting it. I'm not really doing the thing to make myself happy. And it sounds good talking about it now. I feel like I've been thinking about this fucking talk for like days. And I mean, this is my life story. I like told it so many times in so many different ways. And maybe I should just go with it. It's not a bad message. Like, your happiness isn't like outside of you. Like, if you keep on thinking that like you aren't going to be happy until something happens, until you get that thing, that next thing, until that next thing happens, until you reach that next goalpost, until you reach that next milestone, then you'll be happy. Like, then you'll have made it, then you'll be fulfilled, and you'll have a great and meaningful life. Like, spending time thinking that like, oh, that's the next thing for me, and that's when things get better. Like, you waste a lot of energy, and then when you end up getting it, oh, it might just be shitty. It might not be exactly like it might not be the thing that makes you happy. It might not be what you expected it to be. Like, thinking that the happiness is over there is going to disappoint you, and it might just disappoint you. Maybe you do get the thing and you feel satisfied from achieving the goal. You deserve to like feel satisfied from achieving a goal. You like made a fuck ton of money, and you came from like, you know, rags to riches, and that's something to be proud of. But tends to be temporary. If we went in to that goal thinking that it's the thing that's supposed to make us happy and not learn how to really cultivate the happiness from within, then that goal is just going to, you're done with that goal. The happiness from that goal kind of just goes away with the shininess of that goal. And then you'll need to find a new goal. Just like how I needed something else every time I made it to like the next milestone. It was never the thing that really made me happy. It wasn't ever the thing that I thought it was going to be. And I needed something else. I thought that my happiness was in the next thing. There was something bigger, there was something better, more noble, more grand, more important. The next thing that I thought was going to make me feel better about my life, better about myself. And yeah, that's a trap. We have to learn how to cultivate the happiness and the love and the abundance. And, you know, sorry, my phone died and it was getting dark, so I'm in front of a light now. Yeah, we have to learn how to cultivate those feelings that we want from within. We have to be the ones to practice feeling those feelings without needing something else to make us happy. Like, if we constantly look for happiness outside of ourselves, we're always going to be chasing. We're always going to be looking for the next thing. We're always going to like consistently be unhappy, unsatisfied, dissatisfied, and exhausted. We're going to think that it's never going to be enough, and it goes on forever. There's always going to be the next thing. So yeah, it really is a trap to think that these things are the things that are going to make us happy, and that once you get this thing, that's the source of your happiness. And then maybe if you lose that thing, that is also the source of your unhappiness. Like, that is a really painful way of living. So that's why it's like so important to learn how to feel those feelings and cultivate those feelings from within without needing those things, to feel and access those feelings in the present, to know that they're available, like in what you're doing right now, in the process of growing, in the experience of being you in this moment, whatever you're doing, like whatever job you're doing, whatever thing, like in the process of like learning something, getting better at something. And like, your life might not be exactly how you want it to be or think it should be, or you know, you're still kind of like struggling with certain things. There is still happiness and joy and peace that's available to you, even if you know that there's better. Like, even though you know that like there's going to be more for you, that you still have the ambition to improve your life and still work towards getting those things out there that you do want, like a better paying job, like the partner, getting married, a house, like more money. Like, those things aren't bad in itself. It's just thinking that the happiness is in those things is the trap. And that even happened to me. Like, I was so hyper focused on getting the perfect relationship, and then like it got to the point where I got into like the worst relationship of my life, and then that's when I learned how to like really be responsible for myself and my own happiness. Like, from being in a relationship that was so bad, where I like tried so hard to make this other person happy because I thought that was supposed to make me happy. And then I was like, fuck all of that shit. Like, I have to make myself happy. And then I got there and I was like incredibly free and it felt great. I was like so happy. And then from there, that's when I met my now husband. And then I was just like over the moon. I thought I finally made it. I fucking got like the best partner that was like right for me, and it just felt so right and like easy, and I knew exactly what to do, and we got married and it was good, and I like put all my energy towards it again, thinking that this perfect relationship is like my source of happiness. I was so satisfied having this like beautiful relationship with my awesome husband, and it was good until I realized that that's not my whole life. Like, I can't just be happy just because I have one area of my life figured out. There's the other areas of my life that I still needed to figure out. And also the relationship goes on. Like, the relationship changes, and we as individuals grew also, and that changes the relationship, and new things happened. Like, we traveled, full-time traveled for many months, and that was really taxing on the relationship. And just, yeah, it's not the thing that makes you happy. You have to learn how to make yourself happy in all situations of life, in where you are right now, in what you choose to do, in the process of going where you want to go. You have to choose to be happy right now. You have to figure out that, okay, you're good with this choice. You're good with where you're going. You're good with the amount of effort that you're putting in. You're good with how it's affecting you. Like, you have to learn how to work with that and be like in the process and find, and it's really like a practice of being like present and finding joy in that. In being present, you get to access and feel the love and the abundance and like the curiosity of experiencing like this life, experiencing what it's like to be you, and having your experiences like going, like creating the life that you want. Like, the happiness isn't in the goal that you're working towards, although that could be like amazing once you get there, of course, but feeling good right now, that's where things are become sustainable. That's how you could really feel like this is the right thing, instead of just like looking outwards and like looking towards this future thing and thinking that you don't get to be happy until you get that future thing. Like, you get to be happy right now. That's actually how you get the thing that you want. Like, that's exactly how I got my husband. I became so happy being single, like just making myself happy. And yeah, I'm like in this process right now of like trying like wrapping my brain. I don't know that the verb that I'm looking for, like racking my brain, trying to figure out how to be happy right now in this process of becoming like an entrepreneur, like like having my own business as a life coach. Like, I'm like thinking up of all these ideas, and like it's all these feelings of like stress and anxiety and discomfort, and like that's just what happens when you do new things. Like, the body will respond to that when you do new things, will respond like that when you do new things. And yeah, we need to practice curiosity. And we need to practice like loving that feeling of being challenged, loving that feeling of working and knowing that like, hey, this is where my cat is like this, doing this, being in this process, being present to like what I want to do. Like this is like feeling like this is like really important to me, and it's just like something that I want to do, like, and being present with that, like letting that be enough and enjoying it as much as I can, like not focusing on the discomfort, but recalibrating every time, like recalibrating to stop focusing on the discomfort and practicing recalibrating every time to it's going to be worth it. Like this is the thing that is going to take me to the future that I really want. I'm doing this because this means a lot to me and it is going to get me to the future that I want. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get there if I don't take this action, like the appropriate action. My hand is getting really tired holding this thing. Yeah, because our lives don't change unless we take action. We have to take action, like big action every day, like all the time, consistently. I don't think there's a mystery around that. Like everyone knows that we just have to do a lot of work, like real work, not like busy work, but like real work towards getting what we want and creating the life that we want. It requires a lot of self-love and self-trust. And yeah, it's like the self-love has to come in a form of like not worrying about like other people, or like not worrying about like being bad at something, not worrying about like your reputation of like looking weird or doing something new when confusing to other people, or like doing something and then failing and like feeling embarrassed about it. Like all those like one very human feelings and emotions and concerns, like when it comes to really like transforming your life, or I guess this is like more like specifically a business thing, like being visible to like a bigger audience. Like you want to help a lot of people, you want to have a business, you want to sell something, you want to make more money, like you're going to need to be in front of a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to have to see you. And we have to not be shy or embarrassed about how we look and how we come off. And we have to believe in ourselves and what we have to offer and our service, and we have to believe that we deserve to take up this space, and what we have is good. Like what we have is valuable. What we have is something that other people really want. And maybe it's not for everybody, but for the people that are right for us, like it's going to be like the best thing ever for them. Like we have to know that. I have to know that. Yeah. And that is something that I'm still working on. yeah, that feels like there's definitely a lot there for me. And it's just something that I'm not used to, like, thinking and believing. And even though I do feel like I have a lot to give, that next part of like believing that like what I have to give is like exactly what someone else needs and will pay money for, like I haven't really thought about that. And yeah, is I think it just comes down to like believing it and then thinking, getting used to thinking it and believing it. And then just putting myself out there and then selling it, presenting it, offering it so that people can like can make the choice for themselves. If it's for them, then they get to come to me. If it's not for them, then that's fine. Like I don't have to take that personally. But yeah, it's up to me to first really believe in what I have and what I have to offer, and that what I have to offer is really, really amazing and good for people. And then I just have to sell the shit out of it. Yep, this video went all over the place and it was like really rambly. And I think I'm done for this one. Yes, I think I'm done for this one. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.